Hi sweeties, how are you all doing? Welcome to Naya Sim, and thank you so much for all the love and support. I appreciate you all so much. So today we'll be talking something very important, and it's about a video that is going around, and it says that very soon all these people that have been the cause of the problem that it's going around all over the world, Congo, Sudan, and Palestine, they are also going to come and tell you or lie to their kids that they were the ones supporting Palestine, supporting Congo, supporting Sudan, and some other countries. And they are also going to lie to you the way they lied about supporting Black people during civil rights movement. Because when you ask most of them, they will tell you, oh, I remember that my grandparents actually told me that they supported civil rights movements and all that. And that is all lies. Number one is that they are used to lying, and they think that we are dumb. Now, even with everything going on social media, the awareness people are creating on what is going on, they still come out to tell us that, Palestinians are the ones that are wrong. You can imagine that kind of lie. And knowing the fact that, we have phones, social medias, that is covering almost everything, and the fact that they go so far that they pay the medias to put wrong or bad news against some certain people is something that marvels me. Let's get into this video.
One day you will lie to your grandkids about supporting the Palestinians, the same way your grandparents lied to you about supporting the civil rights movement.
The way that this gave me the chills, please understand that it is not yet socially unacceptable to not support the freedom of Palestinians. What does that mean? Up until like a month and some change ago, and still now, but just a little less, people could publicly state that they were pro-Israel, and most people in the room would be like, well, you know, it's a complicated conflict. No, it's a genocide, right? And that's how your ancestors and 30% of my ancestors, Lord Jesus, viewed our basic social issues today. If someone were to come on here, any public space really, and say that they supported the slavery of Black people, y'all would drag their ass from here to Antarctica, and they would be socially ostracized in their real life. When I was organizing a few years ago, I had a Palestinian friend who explained to me that in many spaces, she cannot say free Palestine without being called anti-Semitic and all of these other things. Like, there are literal lists that people get put on for saying free Palestine. And the people who are in charge of accepting your college applications, your job applications, they look at those lists. They put your name in to see if you're on there. Look at how fast we've made it unacceptable to not mention the Congo, Sudan. And that happened in the course of like 2 weeks. Before that, if you went back a month ago and you were only talking about Free Palestine on your page, and someone mentioned like, oh, how come you're not mentioning the Congo and Sudan? People would be like, oh, well, you know, it's okay that you didn't know. Fast forward 2 weeks later, it's just getting dragged for buying a new iPhone. We have so much power and we don't even realize it.
One day.
The only difference now is now you have a digital footprint. Now we have a record of where you stood.
It's a short video, but go take a peek. It's so true. Whenever I see everything going down on, or whatever people are uploading or live streaming going on with the conflict in the Middle East, not even conflict, the massive unaliving of brown people, I always think, damn, what wasn't caught on camera during the civil rights movement? What was covered up during the civil rights movement? Who was against the civil rights movement? All we have is those old ass photos that they purposefully put or developed in black and white to make it seem like it was for like a longer ago than it was. And I look at these videos now that we're seeing, and I just imagine that it was exactly like this for Black and brown folks. Honestly, sometimes our only ally is technology. Because you MFs, if you didn't see a video of these children being pulled out of the rubble, you probably wouldn't even believe it happened. So I'm just so grateful for technology. Anyway.
One day you will lie to your grandkids about supporting the Palestinians.
This is 1,000,000% times true. And I don't I don't know why any white settler, colonizer, whatever thinks that their family members weren't a part of this shit. You're delusional. One of my grandmas on one of my side, my mom told me we never owned slaves. We never owned slaves. And I was like, okay, cool. We never owned slaves. Like, good thing to find out, right? You're a white person. Oh my gosh, you didn't lie. I'm in my 30s now. And in the last 2 years, I have found my grandma, either her mother lied to her or my grandmother lied to my mother about whether or not we own slaves. Not only do we own slaves, I mean, I don't want to the family secrets run deep, y'all. You know, that same grandmother that I had, she's passed away, adopted a Native American baby in the 60s that no one has been able to find adopted paperwork for. And it's supposedly locked away in a safety deposit box long away. No, that wasn't an adoption. My grandmother bought a baby, a Native baby in the 60s. You didn't get adoption papers, but you got a receipt. And anyone wants to call that adoption is ridiculous. You know, there's adoption and then there's the systemic selling of children and thievery of Native and Indigenous children. So, I'm just saying that your fucking family's lying to you. There are dirty secrets. And, that's just... and you know what? White people, one part of my family, they wrote it all down. They wrote down all of their shit. And this whole time, it's looked at as our great history of such great farmers that we were. This is another side of my family. Okay, my grandfather's side, who came over here from Germany, what they called Prussia. My fourth great grandfather came over from Germany to Wisconsin, where they wrote down about how the issues that they had with Native Americans and how afraid they were of them and blah, blah, blah. So they literally stole all their land in Wisconsin. And then they came and they did the land run in Oklahoma and then stole the land here in Oklahoma and in Kansas. No, it's not cool that our family was one of the first fucking families that ever had fucking land. It's not cool. It's not cool. We were a part of the genocide. And our grandparents, this is what I'm saying, they lied to us. And it is your responsibility, white people, to look up the real truth. Because you know who can't heal? Until we recognize all the shit we did to them, continue to do to them. People that the colonizers oppressed. And the fact that we try to act like it happened so many years ago. No, it didn't. It did not. The people, all those children, all those Native children that were essentially sold, they're adults now. And imagine the trauma. I can't even... Your families have been lying to you. You are culpable as a white person to figure out your family's real past. I'm just saying. And also free Palestine. Okay, free Palestine.
Lie to your grandkids about supporting the Palestinians. The same way your grandparents lied.
100%. Because right now, there are numerous opportunities to make a difference, and white people aren't doing it. My colleague Tammy Triolo and I started a nonprofit called Unleashing Empathy back in 2022. Started doing master classes, have done donation drives, crowdfunding, mutual aid, have given away courses, have done hours and hours of training, have given scholarships, payment plans, and the whole thing. And neither will white people either step up to take the education, pay for it, and learn. Neither will they contribute to help other people who want to learn finance their education. And neither will they just donate, even quietly, anonymously behind the scenes to support the work. At the end of the day, white people have never sacrificed or put in the work to help support the liberation of Black people. And it is being proven not only in how they are responding to the genocide of the Palestinian people, but how they have responded to the genocide of the Native American people in our own country, and how they continue to respond to the ongoing genocide of Black American people that look just like me.
One day you will lie to your grandkids about supporting the Palestinians.
This is 1,000% true, and we know that because we have seen this already. Back in 2020, particularly with friends, posting a lot of, I've always supported the Black Lives Matter movement, even if I've never said anything, and I, as a person of color, knew that that was such BS, especially with those whom I have actually walked with and had conversations with. I knew it just wasn't for real. And I think we're going to see history repeating itself with the Free Palestine movement, because unfortunately, a lot of those well-meaning friends maybe had one BLM post, maybe read one, maybe two anti-racism books, and then left that journey back in the summer of 2020, which is really unfortunate, because if you are serious about justice work, about anti-racism work, about equity work, you will continue to learn and grow throughout your entire life. And the things that you are passionate about will expand as well. 5 years ago, did I think I would be as educated as I am now about history of Palestine? No, not nearly. Did I think I would be making this video? No. But you know what? It's because of the Palestinians who are on TikTok and on the internet taking their time to educate others. It is because of Muslim friends of mine that I could have really engaging and safe conversations with that I have arrived to where I am today. And I hate to even use the term arrived, because I feel like I am still on a journey to continue learning and growing and understanding. And so all that to say, for those of you out there who are thinking, it's just too complicated, I just don't know enough, I really want you to think about where you were in 2020 and the promises you made to your friends of color back then to do better and to learn more, because this is an opportunity for that. Don't be the person who lies to your grandchildren the way that you lied to us back in 2020. Do the work. Learn, educate yourself. It is so easy to educate yourself these days. Call your representatives, have conversations with your friends and family members. Free Palestine.
One day you will lie to your grandkids about supporting the Palestinians.
Ryan Ken has a really great video about this, but I couldn't stitch his. And he's talking about how it is Scorpio season and we are keeping receipts. And I am a Scorpio. My birthday was Friday, and I will definitely be keeping receipts, because if you have been watching a genocide happening in real time and you have been silent in every part of your life, because I'm not saying social media is the only place you could be doing work, but if you've been silent in every part of your life, I will make sure that we are documenting and that we will remember, so that you do not come later and say that you have been in this with us, because you have not been, and lives have been lost in the masses. We are watching an entire generation, an entire people be wiped off the face of this planet, and you were silent. Trust me, I'm dedicating an entire closet to the receipts.
One day you will lie to your grandkids about supporting the Palestinians.
Yeah, the same way that German people told that they weren't supporting Nazis. But they did. The whole society was in it. So it's not just about that people will lie that they supported Palestine and Palestinians. They will lie that they weren't supporting Israel in its horrible genocide. And to those people, I say in advance, fuck you. There's a digital footprint and we can verify everything you say. And your actions will haunt you forever, forever.
One day you will lie to your grandkids about supporting the Palestinians.
1,000% they're going to lie. They are absolutely going to lie. The tide is shifting right now. The social conventions around this will change. One day it won't be controversial to say that Palestinians deserve life, dignity, and freedom in their own land. And what happened in Gaza was a tragedy. It won't be. And because these are people who don't have moral courage, they will do whatever the social convention is. They have prioritized comfort. And because they've prioritized comfort so much, it will feel uncomfortable to feel like a bad person or like they were on the wrong side of history. So they'll lie. And not only will they will lie in creative ways that will surprise you. The people you see right now who don't want to hear anything from Palestinians or not interested in it at all will one day quote Palestinian poets, authors, writers, and scholars to you. They might do it in an instance where they want you to shut up about something else or they're trying to prove to you that they are morally upright. But I guarantee you, they will lie in some of the most creative ways you have ever seen. There's going to be other injustice happening in the world that you and people with moral courage like you are going to get worked up about. And those people are going to quote Palestinians to you to get you to shut up. Mark my fucking words. And I'm not one of the astrology girlies, but it is Scorpio season. I am a Scorpio. My birthday is on Saturday. What I'd love more than anything is freedom for all people living under oppression. And, you know, people say Scorpios, one of the things they have issues with is holding grudges. And I don't know that I necessarily believe in astrology, but I can see it's a helpful tool around reflection. And so I've heard that. I'm like, yeah, I am a person who's had issues with holding grudges, and learning to let stuff go and be a person who doesn't hold them anymore has been really freeing. But here is where I think a righteous grudge can come in useful. I have made it my life's mission to make art, to document people like that so that we don't forget. What's so clarifying to me in these moments is that those are some of your biggest obstacles when it comes to fighting for progress. And we need to know who they are. And so it is my responsibility to hold this grudge. It is, I really do feel that way. I will use every talent and skill at disposal for the rest of my life so that we do not forget where you stood. That's not to say people don't grow and change, that people can evolve. I'm a testament to how much people can grow and change. But some of you will remain exactly the same, and you will use the very voices that you are looking to silence now to provide cover for you, and I'm just not going to let that happen. I pay for extra cloud storage for such a time as this. Okay? Happy Scorpio season. Free Palestine.
The same way your grandparents lied to you about supporting the civil rights movement.
I remember I was in like 5th grade and this kid was telling the class that his mom had told him that like his ancestors had purchased slaves and then set them free, that it was like a regular thing they would do. And as a 10-year-old, I was like, that sounds weird. Like, I wasn't totally incredulous, but just the whole thing sounded kind of off. And now, as an adult, I'm like, yes, that's absolute bullshit. There's no way that was happening. But yeah, no way to prove it. But yeah, what this creator's saying is spot on. That's definitely going to happen.
One day you will lie to your grandkids about supporting the Palestinians.
Judging from the path that a lot of schools in America are taking, I think there's a pretty good chance that this might not be addressed at all. Martin Luther King and what he did isn't being taught. Ruby Bridges and what she did isn't being taught. Anything they deem taboo in terms of history is being erased. But thankfully, everyone has a digital footprint. Even if they try to say they weren't supporting genocide, they were on the right side of history, they wanted nothing to do with Israel, we know what happened. We saw the post, we saw the likes, we saw the signed letters. It's very disturbing to me how certain people are treating this like a trend. I'm going to make sure my kids understand that these people experienced horrific, unimaginable treatment under Adolf and turned around and did the same thing to the Palestinians. And then started begging for sympathy. This isn't going to get covered up.
One day you will lie to your grandkids about supporting the Palestinians.
So much of my thoughts have been consumed with the fact that we live in an age where social media is very ever present in our everyday lives, that our thoughts are promoted to be shared on a consistent basis, that a lot of the takes that people have come back to bite them in the butt very often because of our lack of knowledge of how these things work, government, genocide, all of these things. And I think more interesting is that we aren't able to be lied to in the same way. And that's by our friends, by our family, about what it is they really truly believe, about how they see human life and how they value human life. But also the government can't lie to us in the same way. I really imagine what civil rights, World War II, Korea, all of these things would have looked like if we had access to those voices of those people who were experiencing that.
So this is all I got from this, and sincerely speaking, the young man did not lie. Not even still, with everything going on TikTok or all over social medias, that we all are saying the truth, we all see what is going on and what is happening. Yeah, they are still telling us that they are not doing anything, that they are innocent, that they are being helpful, that it's just really crazy how within how many months we really have seen the people we have as leaders and what they have been doing, the evils they have been doing in so many places, including Congo, Sudan, Palestine, and all that. And that really sucks. That really sucks. And I really don't know why they keep doing things like this. And they think that we are, number one, I think they think that we are dumb, that we do not know anything, we do not understand anything. But within these few months, we have learned a lot. We have understood a lot what has been happening, what they have been doing. And I am sure that some of them will still tell you that they fought for Black during civil rights movement, according to what he also said. And yes, the reality is that they will still lie about the whole thing and tell you how they saved Palestine, saved Congo, and all that. But thank God for social media. Thank God for you all who have been voicing out, speaking up, and making us know, because the truth is that the reality is that most of us were not even aware of what was going on, or what is going on, or what has happened. But due to your constant, especially African Americans, Black, their constant talking about it actually made it explode, actually made everybody understood what was going on, actually made everybody's open everybody's eyes, mind, and all that. I am really so happy that some certain things are getting coverage. People are beginning to understand what is going on. That they call you all delusional, but we know who the real delusionals are. Thank you all for speaking up. Thank you all for most of you using all your platforms to educate us, because on this journey of learning to understand what has been going on or what is going on in other countries with African Americans and all that, a lot has been revealed to me, a lot that I never knew that existed, I found out, and all that. And I am so happy that I went through this route, because this route has really shown us that, these people have really been up to it all this while. They have told so many lies. The media has pushed so many lies out there. And but the reality is that we are no longer buying the lies. We are no longer listening to the medias, because the medias, they brought all of them up to speak ill against my own people and speak ill against people that do not look like them. We all already know the truth. And yeah, thank you so much for everything, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye for now.